Hey everybody, it's John Madel with another episode of the Porch Show. We're back on the air here. My awesome parents got me a new Kindle for Christmas, and they gave it to me early so I could keep doing the Porch Show, which is pretty sweet. I'm actually coming to you from my front porch this time instead of my bedroom, and we'll see how the video works on this Kindle here. So got some good things coming up on the Porch Show. One of my buddies is a concert promoter, and he wants to be on the show. He said he wants to give away some free concert tickets. I won't tell you which band it is, but we should have some free tickets here on the Porch Show coming soon. I don't know how loud I can be here, but I was out here I was out on the porch at 2:30 in the morning, and I got this real strong smell of weed, and I assume it's the neighbors I never talked to, because the other neighbors is a family with kids and stuff, and I think the neighbors on my other side is just these college girls. One of them has a kid and shit, but I don't want to be too loud talking about them and whatever. So yeah, so keep tuning in. We're gonna have some concert tickets for you. I was trying to think of stories, and well, I guess I can tell this story. So, I was 19 years old, and I was coming home after a night of partying. It was about 3 in the morning, and I took back roads home, and I was at a traffic light, and I quote-unquote fell asleep with my foot on the brake, and I fell asleep through a couple turnings of the traffic light, and I woke up, and on the corner where I fell asleep was a police station. So of course I woke up to police sirens behind me, and so the cop comes up to my window, and he's like, you've been sitting here a while, are you doing okay? And I was like, well, I just fell asleep for a minute, but I'm doing okay. He's like, your eyes are pretty dilated. I forget what he said about my eyes being dilated. Yeah, I'm back, Randy. Or should I call you Officer Reynolds? That would be weird. But anyway, so I fell asleep at this traffic light. The cop says my eyes look dilated. I needed to step out of the car. He gives me a sobriety test, and I pass with flying colors somehow. And he lets me get back in the car, and he says, well, do you think you can make it home without falling asleep again? I was about a mile from my house, and I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, you want to follow me home or whatever? I'm not thinking straight at this point, so I was like, you want to follow me home? dumbest thing to say ever. And anyway, so he lets me go after he ran my license and gave me a sobriety test. I was only 19 and I was drinking and whatever else, so I made it home safely that night. But I guess the moral of the story is don't fall asleep at a traffic light. And by the way, I don't know if you can hear that. So many sirens come through my neighborhood. I think it's because my street's like the only way into my neighborhood. You're probably going to hear it here. I mean, it is non-fucking stop sirens. Hey guys. I mean, it's non-fucking stop. Just sirens all fucking day. Oh, hey Lori. Maybe you can be on the show sometime if you want. Do your makeup thing. I watch your makeup videos. So anyway, non-stop fucking sirens. And I never hear about a fire or an accident or anything. I think the fire and EMS crew just cruises through my neighborhood with their sirens on. Yeah, maybe, Evan. You know, that's the best thing about giving up smoking weed is that I don't have to worry about the cops anymore. I'm not like nervous when they're behind me or anything. I'm telling you, if for no other reason, that's a great reason to give up weed. So if you're just tuning in, I'm working on getting one of my buddies who's a concert promoter. He wants to give away some free concert tickets to the people who watch my show, which would be fantastic. We'd have our first giveaway. Always trying to get musical guests to come on. Anybody that has anything to offer, really. I got a friend who does stand-up comedy on the side. I wanted him to come on. And anyway, so that's the story about when I fell asleep at a traffic light. So yeah, I'm coming to you from my new Kindle. It's a little bigger. I don't know how it's gonna work or turn out. It's high definition, and my neighbors are outside right now, so they probably think I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. So keep tuning into the Porch Show. I'm gonna keep coming up with new ideas, and if you haven't read my books, they're available on Amazon. I've written 2 books now. One's called Millions Like Me, My Struggle with Mental Illness, and the second book is called Poems from a Bipolar Mind. And you can find those on Amazon. And I also run a mental health page. It's called it's on Facebook. It's called Mental Health Awareness and Online Support. If I haven't invited you, please join. There's almost 600 members now. It's mostly inspirational stuff, and sometimes we talk about our problems, but not usually. It's just kind of trying to keep everyone inspired. Oh, okay. I'll tell the one about. Well, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Evan, but my buddy Ed used to have a flop house, as Evan calls it, big party house. And one day we had an old pair of boxing gloves, and we decide to put on boxing gloves and just without helmets or anything, just go out in the backyard and start boxing each other. And the way I remember this story is that me and this other pretty buff guy got into it with the boxing gloves, and he hit me pretty square on the jaw, and I kind of stumbled backwards, and I stumbled backwards. I got shooken up a little bit, and then I came back with a pretty hard right to this guy's jaw, and I knocked him backwards. And then after we both kind of were concussed, we just kind of shook hands and said, I think we'll have a beer together or something, because we both weren't feeling too well. It's not a good idea to box other people when you don't have the proper equipment. So anyway, I think I'll wrap it up. Hopefully I can figure out how to put these Kindle videos on YouTube. I've had a hard time doing that. But anyway, thanks for tuning in on my new Kindle. It's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up, so keep tuning in. Thanks.